And so we can probably expect this role not to be that relevant because Lorenzo should be the one going first regardless. He was playing a Kashtira engine at the Italian Open, so let's see if, again, he decided to stick with it. And yeah, it seems like he will be the one going first. We have seen what the Snake Eye deck can do multiple times over and over again. But we can already tell you that there might be a tech, especially in the extra deck for Lorenzo, that we have not seen at all this weekend. So let's see if that will come up. And yeah, we do see the Kashtira cards. I think they were really impressive at the Italian Open. And I do agree that, you know, especially when players are maining 15 to 18 entraps everywhere, they bring you know, a lot of solid advantage.
But it made a lot of difference, especially, I mean, we saw how Kashtira Birth was impactful throughout the event. And I mean, I think overall in general it gives deck a very good speed and addition. And I mean, as you mentioned, I think for Tenpai in general is not I mean, it's not the end of the world to lose a die roll. You really want to go second. And
okay, we
this
see
is a
the
very
poplar.
good start. Yeah, very good start from Lorenzo. And I mean, I'm very curious to see now, basically, the approach that Lorenzo will take, because I know that they tested this out with Diego, and I think I don't want to spoil this yet. So it's let's see how this will be played out by him. But in general, I mean, the approach lately we saw also at the YCS in Indianapolis last week. A lot of hand traps in the main deck.
Of course.
At least, you know, 15 to 18 hand traps. But it looks as if here Matteo doesn't have anything or any response.
Yeah, I mean, Tenpai is one of those decks that can play obviously quite a few interruptions, but can also choose to play cards like Droplet, Lightning Storm in the main deck, as you always go second. And this is one of the strengths of the Kashtira package, as we've seen. Especially right, so the Pressure Planet, it's an additional card that can be used with the Diable Star or the Snake Eye engine, and yeah, this is exactly what's going to happen. And if there is no response, this will be pretty smooth for Lorenzo. You can see here Lorenzo debating. Obviously, the big card is Nibiru. There are ways to play around it, but it's one of those cards that is quite popular. Quite popular. And yeah, we are gonna see the first activation to get a summon from the deck. The Oak could be the Flamberge right away. Makes sense.
And I think, by the way, this is one of those matches in which you come back, you know, to the other national championship as a champion, and you think Lorenzo feels the pressure. I mean, not that he's not like, you know, used to these stages, right? But you know, you come back here as a champion. You really want to prove you can still do it.
Absolutely. We have mentioned now he has been really consistent in the last couple of years. And yeah, when you look at the European Championship coming up, you really want to maximize your chances to just have a chance to qualify for the World Championship later on. And yeah, I think he is one of those players who in Italy should always be considered one of the favorites. And I would be shocked if he had, you know, an underwhelming performance. But round one is always, in my opinion, the tricky one, because you really can have your nerves. You haven't played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, and you can be a little rusty. So I think oftentimes it's the scariest round. And yeah, this is usual Snake Eye openings.
Yeah, no Nibiru, no nothing. So it's pretty good start from Lorenzo, and yeah, he's having a think about it, because yeah, I mean, now you can consider going for the Appaloosa later on as well, but
yeah, obviously the big thing is you don't know what you're up against at all, and especially at round one, you could be playing literally anything, and yeah, it changes significantly once you know you're up against Tenpai. Okay, it goes for the Raging Phoenix. Interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
So he might know then. Maybe he knows a little bit more what his opponent is playing. This is a very interesting opener. Yeah, because you would actually.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're from the same area in the same city, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I might assume them, right? Because maybe they know each other. They've played against each other, and
For sure.
because
Because yeah,
like
this is pretty much an opener that you would do if you know that you're up
yeah,
against Tenpai, and this is exactly what's going on, and this is what I was saying makes it significantly harder for Dani. Uh,
Harry goes with the pot of prosperity to start things off with, and Lorenzo allows it. Ooh, okay. Lightning Storm, Droplet, the Fill Spell. Another, well, I mean, these are very good ones. And let's see now what he decides to go for, because he has a couple of different options. Either the Lightning Storm or the Droplet may be very impactful. Yeah, he's having a quick rate at the Fuko, which is, one of those cards.
very hard to deal with
Yeah,
for the deck.
exactly.
Yeah, and obviously, as you can see, Lorenzo also played incredibly around Lightning Storm, and yeah, this is quite tough to fight back if you are playing Tenpai, and yeah, just giving him a lot of advantage.
Yeah, he's having a big think about this. I mean, it all depends on the rest of his hand, but it won't make sense to either take, the Droplet or the Lightning Storm, but um, not easy. Yeah, he's debating, but in the end, he decides to go for Fill Spell. Yeah, it does.
Ooh, and actually, now that we have access to the deck lists, I can tell you that there are quite a few surprises going on from both sides, and especially Lorenzo deck list is very, very, very unique. So we'll be able to check later on some of these tech choices. Wow, definitely interesting lines. But on the other end, as mentioned, looks like a pretty straightforward Tenpai deck lists. Kind of unfortunate because he's maining 12 Anchops and didn't really see any going second. And now we'll try his best, but the rest is pretty standard. The thing is, you don't have that significant amount of flex spots. And let's see this battle. The problem for dealing the Fusho is that obviously it's unaffected by other cards' effects. And yeah, it's almost unoutable for Tenpai. Interesting choice, obviously, to include it. We have not seen a lot of it, but yeah, we've seen some Lily Rusk. And it's obviously a deck card for this specific matchup. And as you can see here, it's going to use the effect to just get the protection from battle. Set up even more with the Poplar. But at least his opponent... I mean, he's going to try his best. It's very tough, because even if you try and go for like a Black Rose, you don't get significantly ahead here. And your opponent is going to get another turn. And with that much setup going around, as you can see here, you get the unicorn effect as well. And as we have mentioned, which was also one of the strengths of this package back at the Italian Open, when Arise Art, and the Diablos combo was there, everybody was building their extra decks with 2 offs to fight for it. now that is not an option anymore. Most extra deck consists of 15 different cards, and the unicorn effect gets significantly stronger. It's so annoying to deal with it.
No, but like the Kashtira package in general, I think it has been incredibly powerful, and I think this is one of the main reasons why. I mean, we still see them in Snake Eyes decks, and I mean, Lorenzo here is having a think about this, and then I think he banished the Heretics Field, I guess. I didn't quite see it, but here it's trying, you know, still. I mean, yeah, the Fugo honestly is maybe one of those cards that you don't really expect, but yeah, with Protoss Prosperity being activated and the extra deck now, I think he's left with just a few monsters.
Yeah, now we're gonna get another Synchro Summon. He's debating whether to go for a 10, and he does. No, again, unsure. But yeah. They were just declaring which was used previously. Synchro Summon. And yeah, now we do get to see the Translucent. Ooh. Yeah, the Transcendent come down. And oof. And once again,
yeah?
we extend furthermore, but as you mentioned, was he only playing one? Let me check his extra deck. Yeah, he was only playing one Erotic Sphere. Wow. Sometimes you do see a chew-off in the deck, and this is quite a big punishment, because that could have been one of the cards to try and, you know, hold some of the advantage. Now he might be forced to go for an SP. Yeah, makes sense. And what is he gonna go for? Because
I think he's locked under fire. Yeah, that was quickly fixed and then plays back to Lorenzo, which I think now can put a lot of pressure to his opponent. Yeah, now he has the birth as well to bring back the unicorn.
And yeah, as mentioned, the future just changes this matchup so much. And this is also one of the reasons why some of the duelists have chosen not to bring Tenpai. Because originally, as soon as this was out and players did not adjust for it, it was dominating. And it had, you know, a lot of really good performances. But it's one of those decks that can get predictable. And when you can include cards such as the Fucho, and you know you're up against Tenpai, I think the win percentage goes down significantly. And here we see one of the one-offs which has been quite popular in the latest deck list, which is the Snake Eyes Bellstar.
I really like it, honestly. I think it's an incredible card, and
yeah, you can do some sick combos. We have seen some number 38s being used with it, but yeah, there is a lot of utility, and even if you just use it to push damage, it's really good.
Yeah, I really like it, especially because it puts a lot of pressure to his opponent, and now with the Hita being summoned, I really see Lorenzo in a very good spot, but there's the Ghost Ogre. Interesting choice from Matteo. Maybe he drew it as a 6th card before, and then the unicorn gets used, and
yeah, not that it matters too much, because you still get the search from the Hita, and then as mentioned, the unicorn gets rid of another card.
Yeah, very slim extra deck now for Matteo, and Black Horse is gone.
Okay. And now goes for the Oak. Is there a response? Doesn't seem like it. And yeah, this will just give him so much advantage.
This is too much, because now with the Flamberge,
then he gets to add a card if he has another target. Even if he does not, he can just try and push for game. The goal usually has, obviously, without the ETA. But if you can access, access code, that can be the way. But and yeah, now he continues. Lorenzo executing pretty well. He has been playing the deck for a lot of weeks now. Goes for the Phoenix to destroy the field spell and the face down. Goes, yeah, it was just another prosperity, nothing to worry about. Playing around the droplet or, yeah, most likely droplet permanents.
I think we can safely say that now Lorenzo has navigated through this and just been maybe a couple of minutes before going for the access code talker and seal this game, which seems to be in his favor. Yeah.
Here we see the Zelantis can do it in a way where you can use the anima if you want. Yeah, and it seems like he's executing really well. The princess comes back. And yeah, down the Raging Phoenix. And this is plenty of damage to seal this game out. Unfortunately, also, we can tell you that there were no Nibiru's in the deck at all for his opponent. Not in the main deck or side deck. And yeah, this will be the end of game one. Very well played by Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we see the handshake in a way. For game one, Lorenzo takes. And here they are, as expected. Again, Lorenzo is the one who will be going first. And let's see if his opponent picks up any interruptions this time around. As a Diable Star, I see a lot of Veilers. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's gonna take a read at the Snake Eye Diable Star. And yeah, just gonna use the Effect Veiler. Is there gonna be a response? Oof, wow. A copy of Talent looking at the end. And if you take the only Tenpai card out, this could be it. But instead, he goes for the only other interruptions. He now knows that it is up against Droplet and Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And so he's just gonna completely combo, playing as much as possible around that. And this is scary. As mentioned, he could also be holding, Skill Drain, Scolding, any of those powerful cards. And yeah, this is great news from Lorenzo.
Yeah, because I think it makes a lot of sense to play it all, and then knowing basically your opponent's hand means that I think he could also consider going for the opening he had in game one, if he feels like. Because at the moment, Matteo's hand doesn't look so promising. Still, let's see Lorenzo now, how he wants to play this out.
Yeah, he has full information. As mentioned, Dani did throw into that Santa Claus, so the Fucho is not really an option anymore. But yeah, he's free to do whatever.
Here gets the fill spell. Yeah, very curious to see how Lorenzo here wants to play this out, because yeah, I mean, the Santa Claus may be annoying, but the point is that Matteo really needs something good out of his deck, and let's see. Now, with the Flamberge, he's going to Link Summon. Comes the Masquerade, and then with the Flamberge, he will bring back 2 pieces from the graveyard.
And yeah, as we've been mentioning, he's free to set up whatever he likes. Um, it's an interesting decision, the one he went for, because I think there was some. I mean, I guess it's close, but I often like just sending back the only combo card they have, which in this case, it was the one copy of Chundra. Because then, obviously, they need to top deck. They do have quite a few cards to do it, but if you think about it, there might not be that many. I don't know. It's a close choice. Because obviously, if you take away the Vader, it also might depend on what he had, because the Vader could have stopped him. But
Yeah, if he has like a skill gem, for example, or
yeah,
any sort of
obviously,
interruption, then it makes sense. Yeah.
then it's almost unwinnable.
No, but I agree with you. Like, if you take off the only piece of engine they have, I mean, they're still holding in the deck at least 15 hand traps, right? So it's,
yeah, they probably have around 9 throws with the prosperities along the lines, but yeah. Regardless, for example, yeah, I don't know, it's close. It really depends on the end, because maybe he didn't have anything else outside of the bonfire. But as you can see, the reward is having access to this. And what I don't like about playing Droplet in some of these decks is the conflicting aspect with playing multiple entrops. And talent, as you can see here, Droplet is really good when you can use it not for a full -2, -1, you know. It's great when you can chain it to some spells or like use a field spell, and then in this case he's down a card because he used Valor, and he's down another one because of the talent. And what is he even gonna use it for? Because the Santa Claus he needs to summon to get rid of the Fujo if he comes down or whatever. Then he has a combo card, so you know it gets kind of weak. And yeah, here comes down the Fujo, which is gonna force out the Santa Claus. And then we are almost out of cards. So let's see this top deck.
And he's had one, which may be the skill.
Yeah, it's the scary one. Because technically this could be just exactly the Santa Claus, the Droplet for the Appaloosa, and then the Shundra.
Yeah.
But this leaves you with no cards, depending what the top deck is, as mentioned. And yeah, you're still facing a scary, scary field.
Let's see if he can fight back. And yeah, the top deck is very important for Matteo, but let's see. Yeah, doesn't seem as if he has any other available option.
But I think did he draw the pressure planet? No, no, it's
impermanence.
I mean, it's decent, but okay, interesting. He's just gonna change the Droplet. But yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. This doesn't do anything at all, because obviously he now has full knowledge of the end. And this is gonna be it, I think, for Dani. Very well played by Lorenzo, who, you know, just made so that his opponent will be out of options. And he completely did it. And this looks like a very dominating round one by the former and current Italian national champion, who is gonna take this one 2-0 in a very convincing fashion. Well,
yeah, I think it's just
yeah, you can just make the Zelantis or whatever. I mean, it's really easy. Your opponent is literally out of cards, 0 cards in the end or field from Dani. And yeah,
make some mats. Yeah. I think this should be ready enough. Yeah.
And yeah, this is enough.